Lucy Ashton, 24, knocked Jennifer Dowd off her bicycle in a rush as she was late for work and left the woman for dead. A court heard Ashton, a care support worker, was Ms Dowd. Liverpool Crown Court heard the crash happened on a bright, clear, dry, sunny Sunday morning and she was wearing a helmet and bright pink clothing as she cycled on a country lane near her home. Sentencing Ashton, Judge David Aubrey, QC, said, "Two families suffer, two families continue to suffer and their lives in different perspectives will never be the same again. I'm satisfied you were in a rush to get to work or at the very least your mind was not focused on your driving. You were in truth not keeping any proper lookout. If in any way you were affected by the low sun, it was your responsibility to drive slower, or even stop. The inescapable conclusion is had you been paying even moderate attention you would have seen her." But the judge acknowledged Ashton's genuine remorse and said she had much to offer the care sector and help vulnerable people. "One of those references was from your mother. Rightly she cannot comprehend how the deceased's family are feeling having lost their precious daughter," the judge continued. "You are understandably precious to your mum and she speaks of you and how it's affected every day of your life. Others speak of you in glowing terms and also you being a shell of a person, having lost the zest of life and being broke. No one witnessed the crash but two residents saw Ms Dowd lying stricken in the road afterwards, and rushed to her aid. Paramedics found Robert Dudley, prosecuting, said Ashton drove for around 4 minutes, then phoned her boss and returned to the scene. She rang a colleague, whose flat she then went to in Bootle, Merseyside. Mr Dudley said when she arrived she kept saying, 'What am I going to do?' She said the sun had been in her eyes and she thought she had hit a person. Ashton then rang police and when officers arrived, said, 'I'm so sorry, I just panicked.' When interviewed she said she had heard a bang, then looked in the mirror and saw a cyclist, but panicked and drove off. Ashton said when she returned there were loads of people so she drove off to get her head together, which was wrong, but she was so scared." Alex Francesco, defending, said there was no evidence Ashton, of Sefton Village, had driven at an excessive speed. The defendant's boss the court heard the paying tribute to Ms Dowd. Judge Aubrey said, she had recently married her wife Sam. She was a beloved daughter, granddaughter, sister, aunt, friend and colleague. She worked as a project manager for the NHS, about to be promoted, worked with vulnerable people, had a bright career ahead of her, and was a shining beacon, standing for equality, diversity and fairness. Samantha Brighton, who had just married Ms Dowd, said, "Jennie and I met in South Africa in 2015. What are the chances of two people who lived 8,000 miles apart, finding each other and discovering they were the ones they had always been searching for? We were engaged 11 months later, married 3 years after that. I moved my entire life from South Africa to nest with Jennie in Liverpool, a city I now proudly call home. In this time, Jennie held me, supported me, lifted me up and championed me in every way. She had an innate ability to make you see yourself through her beautiful green eye. Jennie challenged me to be the best version of myself, while also accepting me and others just as we